Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming your way for another one of my retro VHS showcasing videos. Came across this recently. I don't think I'd ever really, unless I saw this in the video stores in the 80s or the 90s, I don't think I can remember I ever really saw this. As you guys may or may not know, I'm really a fan of trying to find like the first North American VHS releases of titles, and this might very well be it for this particular title. I know that Vestron Video put this out, I think in the mid or late 80s on VHS. I've got a mini poster for that release, American Werewolf in London, like a mini poster for the Vestron Video VHS release, but this came out way before that, possibly, what is it? We'll see when we look at the year. Maybe a year after the release of the film in theaters, this VHS was released. Coming your way to showcase possibly the very first North American VHS release of An American Werewolf in London. As we can see on the top of one of the spines, copyright 1981, MCA Video Cassette Incorporated, all rights reserved, printed in USA. Taking a closer look at the front cover, what's really interesting about this VHS release, and possibly the only time it ever features this on any home video release, is you've got An American Werewolf in London and a line, and under that, The Monster Movie. It's just like the Prophecy, the movie from the late 70s, which they also called The Monster Movie. So was it a thing like late 70s, early 80s to have a title that didn't sound very, like An American Werewolf in London doesn't sound very menacing. So if a title for a monster movie isn't menacing, then they put The Monster Movie after it. I think that was one of the things that's just like the coolest about this whole video cassette release, is this like American Werewolf in London line, The Monster Movie. Very interesting, and possibly the only home video release that actually features that additional kind of description or title, The Monster Movie. As we can see underneath that, it's abbreviated credits, Polygram Pictures presents, and all this other kind of stuff you can see there. There's a little bit of a rectangle there. Mecco's impressions of An American Werewolf in London. That's really weird to me. I don't know what the hell that means. Marketed by Polygram Records. Oh, is it something on a record? I really don't understand it. It's almost like that's an advertisement for some kind of a record album. Very possibly. I have no idea. But as we can see, it says Polygram Pictures, a universal release. You've got Roman numerals there for, I guess I can only assume, the release year of the film itself. And the fact that there's an I there, does that mean a 1? So would it mean 1981 American Werewolf Incorporated? One of the things that's a little bit of a bummer about this particular version that I have is, as we can see, the front cover is most likely sun faded, which is a bummer. The classic image that would also adorn, is that it? Adorn the Vestron Video VHS release as well, the kind of the full moon in the clouds and the two guys in their winter coats hearing scary noises on the moors, as it were. But yeah, very sun-faded cover, unfortunately. But I still, this is such a rarity, I had to snatch it up, and I think it was under $10. And what I've seen on eBay, what I paid for this is quite the deal, or quite the steal/deal. So I went for it. As we can see on the bottom corner there, I guess what they call, the more I look into it online, I guess they call it the rainbow of the rainbow logo, the Video Cassette Incorporated MCA rainbow logo, like the first logo for MCA Video Cassette Incorporated that they came out with in the late 70s or early 80s, in this case 1981. Taking a look at the right spine, there's a sticker here that they put on there that I can only assume in February 4th of 2019. I tried to take it off, but I don't want to rip the frickin' box, so I kind of just left it on there. We can only assume, it's from February 4th, 2019, maybe not, I have no idea. But the reason I didn't, since the other spine we can see what's on top of there, as we've already seen, I guess I figured I didn't want to risk ripping the package to take it off. It's kind of on there pretty snug, but as we can kind of see, it looks like from the top down to the bottom, the top is like the color is intact, and maybe as we go further down to the bottom, it looks almost like it's getting faded as it go from top to bottom on this spine. But we can see an American Werewolf in London in kind of a burgundy, light reddish kind of a color, white line, and then the Monster Movie, which is, like I say, goofy, and just like Prophecy, the Monster Movie from 1979. I'm a big fan of that film, and that's also called, after the title, The Monster Movie as well, which is something that's interesting. So here's at least another movie from 2 years later that is the title of the movie and the Monster Movie. On the bottom of the right spine we can see VHS catalog number 77004. Taking a look at the left spine, this one's fully intact, although it's faded. On the top there, the Rainbow MCA Video Cassette Incorporated logo. We've already seen that. And this spine, this is really weird because this spine looks like the fading is going on in a different area. It's really strange how the fading is happening on this particular VHS cassette, packaging that I have acquired, but you can kind of see a hint of possibly the original color. Ooh, I got a glimpse of the back. When we see the back, we can really see possibly the original color, but once again, American Werewolf in London, the Monster Movie, same stuff that we saw on the other spine. Can kind of see here, showing as best I can near the top of this particular faded VHS version of An American Werewolf in London. The Monster Movie looks like that. You can kind of discern there that there's actually a tab there in the middle of that top flap there. Instead of just having a normal flap, there's a little tab in the center of it, which is really kind of makes it, or shows how old this VHS cassette release is. Taking a look at the back, as you can see, this is probably the original color of the cover, and the whole cover was probably originally in this color, which is a really nice kind of just a red, I guess, just a red burgundy-ish kind of, it's not quite burgundy, just a really nice red color. As we can see, black on red in this case, An American Werewolf in London, white line, The Monster Movie. Color 97 minutes and rated R. What's interesting about the 97 minutes is MCA, Universal Home Video would end up ditching the the minutes, and they'd switch at some point to, instead of saying 97 minutes, they would say 1 hour and 37 minutes, possibly a couple years, 2, 3, 4, who knows how many years after the release of this VHS release, they ditched the 97 minutes and would switch to the 1 hour and 37 minutes. Incidentally, as a kid, I much preferred the 1 hour and 37 minute, or the 1 hour and however many minutes thing, versus the 97 or 100, 120 minutes. I didn't know at the time when I was a kid or a teenager how the hell long 97 minutes was, or 100 minutes, or 110, or 115. So I much preferred the universal standard of just going 1 hour and so many odd minutes. As we can see, top of this VHS, two square images here, two still shots indicating it looks like not so much a monster movie, but a love story movie. In that one picture with David Naughton and Jenny, whatever the hell it is. David, it is David Naughton, isn't it? David Naughton. It doesn't even say, does it say his name here? I don't think it even says. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, okay. David Naughton and Jenny, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Agter, in a romantic embrace there, and then kind of the other image would indicate more of the monster movie aspect of this movie, where David Naughton is going to the British doctor to see his wolf scars and claw marks there, so at least that image kind of leans towards indicating it being actually a werewolf monster movie. It's a rainy night on the Welsh moors. Two American students on a walking tour of Europe trudge on to the next town, when suddenly the air is pierced by an unearthly howl. 3 weeks later, one is dead, the other is in the hospital, and the nightmare begins for An American Werewolf in London. David Naughton, Griffin Dunne, and Jenny Agutter, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, star in this contemporary story of the macabre, which takes you from the Welsh moors to Piccadilly Circus. Oh my God. Trafalgar Square and the grounds of Windsor Castle. It is written and directed by John Landis, the man who brought you Animal House, The Blues Brothers, Kentucky Fried Movie, and Schlock. To add to the chill, there is art direction by Academy Award winner Les Dilley of Star Wars and Alien fame, and special makeup effects by Rick Baker, whose work includes Star Wars and The Exorcist. As you can see in the bottom here, all important warning, copyright information, and yeah, this color, it's too bad my version here, or my copy, is faded to shit, because this color on the back is really a nice red. As we can also see, the rainbow MCA Video Cassette Incorporated logo, which would indicate a very early MCA VHS release. I don't know how long they do that before switching to the mid to late 80s logo. As we can see on the bottom, the address for Universal, MCA, whatever at the time, and also a little Polygram Pictures logo. Taking a look at the cassette itself in true MCA home video, or in this case MCA Video Cassette Incorporated home video fashion, we've got a blue label with or a white label rather, with the blue watermark in the background, which in this case says MCA Video, yeah, just MCA Video. Well, I see an incorporated there. Oh, okay. It's MCA Video Cassette Incorporated. Is that what it says in the blue watermark? It's hard to see with the print for the movie on there, but as you can see on top of that watermark print, an American Werewolf in London, The Line, and the Monster Movie. Like I say, this might be the only home video release in North America that has the Monster Movie after the title. Very interesting. You can see the MCA Video Cassette Incorporated quote-unquote rainbow logo there with copyright 1981 there. MCA Video Cassette Incorporated, all rights reserved. Once again, color 97 minutes and rated R, your all-important warning, copyright information, and bottom corner printed in USA. You can also see, which I'll leave on here of course, the video store stickers for I guess the catalog number for this particular cassette, and a Please Be Kind rewind sticker. Taking a look at the spine on the video cassette, we've got a very faded, formerly probably more whitish color label with the blue watermark, which because it's of the size or the thin width of it, you can barely see at all what the hell the blue watermark says on there, but we know it probably says MCA Video Cassette Incorporated or whatever. It's interesting how there's like a hint of a blue sticker. That's really strange underneath the main sticker on the spine here. Really kind of makes you wonder what the hell's on that, but probably something to authenticate or make something that only Universal or MCA home video knows that they do to make this you know the word I'm trying to say, make the just very much like with the watermarks, kind of make it so you can't make a duplicate and make bootlegs of this version, something to authenticate. Is that the word? Authenticate this VHS release, something they did much more I think in the early days of VHS when the stuff was much more expensive. Of course, most tapes were really expensive all the way until kind of close to the end of VHS's demise, but anyway, I think the stuff was probably even more expensive in the early years of VHS. On the bottom of the spine label, we can see the MCA Video Cassette Incorporated logo. Once again, 1981, all that information, and printed in USA. And on one of the sides of the cassette, I didn't want to forget to show this, really cool, must have been the video store this was formerly at, Late Night Video. It almost sounds like a place you'd go and rent adult films, but maybe in addition to adult films, They also rented non-adult films, but late night video, spelled N-A-N-N-I-T-E versus the correct way. Interesting. Makes you wonder what the hell year that sticker was, placed on there. Really cool. Was it the 80s? I hope so. Yeah, I mean, it would have had to have been probably, because this tape is that old. But as you can see on late night video sticker, warning, if label is tampered with, customer must purchase. And what's interesting about that is it's kind of vague. It's like, I got to purchase the label or the cassette or the video store or the country. Like, what do I have to purchase? I guess that'll about do it for this VHS showcasing video. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, we'll catch you on the next video.